So yesterday we have done the HANA installation. We have completed using the HDB LCM tools, GI level, command prompt level, any mode you can use it. We can do the HANA installation here, right? So once the HANA installation is completed, so then we can add the systems into the HANA Studio level. So then we can do the administration part here. You can see HANA database is up and running fine here. So if the all the process are showing in the display list, which means your HANA database is up and running. Your HANA system is up and running means here, right? If the all the family members are there in the home, definitely that home is online currently, right? So if the family members are not in online, no one is there, stopped status means, so then means so system is stopped status. System is stopped status here. Suppose example, if you see here, if you use the HDB stop, means stopping the HANA databases, we can use the HDB stop command. Then HDB start, we can use it to start the HANA databases. Stop and start commands, we can use it here, right? So open the HANA Studio. First of all, you need to add the systems here, which we discussed yesterday. Similarly, you need to add the HANA systems into the, so system here, HANA system is stopped now, right? Just use the HDB space info. See, nothing is showing in the display list. So which means HANA database is stopped status here, right? So when you are connecting from the studio, then it will throw the error like you are unable to connect it, right? See, stopped status here. HANA system is stopped status or some red mark. You can see it here, right? And also, if you see it here, free-g, nothing. There is no used memory is the 0, means 1 GB. So means, so there is nothing is using here. So now, if you start the HANA database using the HDB start command, HDB start and HDB stop, it will start and stop the HANA databases. It will stop and start the HANA system. Many process HANA services, via the 7 core services, it will stop and it will start it out. Right, it's starting. While starting, it will starting or stopping, so it will take time. Now if you see the HDB space info, see HANA, all the process are up now. So then if you just refresh from the studio, then see here, it is connected here, right? It is connected here, which means HANA database is started status. When the HANA is connected, then you can able to connect through studio. You can able to connect through studio here. So not sure what is the password. They set it out. Maybe someone done, I think the password is not working. Maybe someone done the reinstallation of this HANA database. Anybody knows what is the password you set for this one? Anyone done? Password changes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Ravi, can you try welcome at 3 to 1? W
No.
capital.
Yeah, okay. Double capital only at the rate of just normal 3 to 1.
Yes, yes.
Well, welcome.
At the rate 3 to 1.
No, it's not working.
Maybe someone else.
Oh, tenant is working. System is locked out. So tenant is working. That's fine. So for now, that's fine. So you can use this one. Otherwise, you can install the new database with different SID. Then you can, so you can use it, and we can then you can do the, after that you can do the uninstall, so that it won't affect to the existing database and everything here. With the different SID, you can do the another installation. That is fine. Okay. So let me set back to the normal so that everybody will not use the different passwords here. So let me change the password here. In the security tab, we can change the password. Okay. So I changed the password. So just to log off and log in with the our common password. Now I am able to connect it here. Suppose if you want to do the reset of the password of the system DB as well here, what you can do, you need to stop the application. Okay. This is also important point. Suppose password is locked for the system DB, right? We don't have any other users to log in. In this case, how to reset the password? How to reset the password here, right? So in this case, you need to stop the database at operating system level. There is a command we have to use it for resetting the password here. Go to the cd exe, then hdb, so dot slash, no, hdb name server, because system db means name server, right? Name server hyphen reset user system. Okay, this one we have to use it. Then it will ask us to change the password here. So this one we will discuss, don't worry. Just now, for now, just you can see I am changing the password. Right. So then HDB start. Okay, it started now. So now let me connect with the password here. Right. So it is connected now. System DB also. Okay. Tenant DB also connected the same password. So this way we can do the reset of the passwords. Okay. So that I will show you. Definitely there is a class for us, so we can show you. Right. In this way, you will add the systems to the SAP Studio, HANA Studio. Then we can add the all the HANA systems to the Studio, so that it will display the ISO information here. The first tab is like a overview section. In the overview section, it will display the what is the status of the your HANA system. Like just overview section, overview. Suppose like example, before we go for purchase any book, if you are purchasing, so before that there is summary section or overview section. There unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, like that they will mention the pages like that, right? Here also there is a section here. Here we have the overview section here. Here, what is the usage of the system? When was the last restart happened here? So is it, what is the version, Linux version, and hardware, who is the hardware manufacturer, what is the HANA used memory, what is the resident memory. So I will explain it. There is a memory management topic separately, and CPU usage, how much CPU utilization, what is the data volume utilization, log volume utilization, trace volume utilization. All the information we can see it here. All the information we can see it from here, right? Overview section here. Then when you go to the landscape tab here, in the landscape tab, we see the all the services status. whether all the services are started, when was the last restart happened, what is the process ID, what is the CPU utilization, what is the memory utilizations, right? It is in the graph, it is in the numbers wise also, what is the utilization, all the information, what is the port number for the, so the this one name server, it will be displayed here. So in that system DB, the master is, the main is name server. In the tenant DB, the main is like a index server. Main is like a index server here. Here we can see the all the list of processor. Here we can see it here in the landscape tab. We can see the all the list of process here, right? So then alerts tab. So yesterday we discussed about the overview and landscape tab. Landscape tab means all the listed process we can see it here. All the listed process we can see it here, right? So now let's see what is the use of the each and every process. Suppose example, we have the index server, name server, preprocessor, compile server, web dispatcher, access engine, daemon, right? They are the 7 core HANA processor there here. 7 core HANA processor there here. So here index server. Index server means what? Index server, right? So index server is the main process in the HANA database. So all the data resides in index server only. All the data will sit into the, all the data stores in index server only, right? All the calculations, loading, unloading, so all the engines actually in the HANA database level, what in the database level data will store where? In the index server. In the index server, so all the data resides in the index server only. This is the main process in the database level. In another name for the index server is like a father of the database. He is the father. So database is like a home. In a home, the main person is, in our home, main person is the father. How the father will play the very, very important role. All the loads, burdens, calculations, entire home, he will run it out, right? Similarly, in the HANA database level, index server is the main process here. In the HANA database level, the index server is the main process here. All the data resides in the index server only, right? So sir, everything is doing by index server, then what about the other process here doing the in the here? Everything in our home father is doing, what about the others will do? Child, sons and mothers, what about others will do? Others will help to the father, right? So to store the data, to run the business, to run the home, so then others will so that will others will help it out. Some here also index server will run the main process here, right? So here other process will help to the index server to store the data, right? So name server will holds the topology related information. Topology related information means the host name, port number. So then host name, port numbers, IP address, etc. This is the topology information. Normally we will call it as the topology information. So it will holds it. So suppose if any application or some other applications require the some data, some information from the database level, what is the IP, port number and everything, that time they will index server will help to that process here, then will help to index server to store the data here, right? Will help to the index server to store the data here. Next one is the preprocessor. What is the preprocessor means? Preprocessor is the processing the unstructured data, processing the unstructured data. So if the data coming into the structure without structure wise, sometimes what happens, data will come to the database level but without any structure. Sometimes normally database is written into the C++ language, right? Sometimes it will come as a text, sometimes it will come in the different format. At that time This preprocessor will convert the unstructured data to the structured data, then will help to index server here to store the will help to the index server to store the data here, will help to the index server to store the data here. That's what it will happen here, right? So compile server the responsibility, the compilation of the programs, stored procedures, and compilation of the programs and stored procedures here. Stored procedures will help to the index server to store the data, will help to the index server, will help to index server. That is the main thing here, right? So web dispatcher, what is the compilation of the program means? Database level, it's not only it will store the business data which is coming from the application, right? So it is also data, because database means database is written into the C++ programs, some stored procedures, not only tables, not only data. There are some programs, some code, some stacks also available. So if any programs, so if any program is coming, it will do the some compilation of the programs and stored procedures which is available in the database level. It will do the compilation of the programs and stored procedures here, right? So web dispatcher, what is mean by web dispatcher? Web dispatcher will take the browser based request, web dispatcher will take the browser request here, will hand over to the access engine, will take the browser request, will hand over to the access engine. Access engine will process the so it browser request actually processed by the access engine, but who will do? Access engine will not directly take the web based request. So web dispatcher will take the web based request, will hand over to the access engine will process the web based request and everything here. Next one is the daemon. So here, so this is also will help to the index server. Web dispatcher also will help to the index server. Compilation also will help to the index server. Preprocessor and name server, all those things will help to the index server to process it here. But in a home, we have the father, and same as like in a home, there is a mother also available, right? Similarly, in the database level also, we have the mother like a daimon. Daimon is like a mother. Then remaining all the process like a childs, sons, something like that, and father, mother, and family. They are the family. That's why we discussed, right? Database, how in a house, how the one family can stay. Similarly, in the HANA database level, one family will stay. But there the family members are the 7 family members. These are the 7 family members. In that, the father of the house is like a index server. Then mother is like a daimon. Sir, what the mother will do? In our home, what the mother will do? Mother also will do the everything, right? So mother will do the all the kind of activities, and also mother has a special mechanism, like if any one of the process, either index server or any process is going to the faulty status, in our common layman language, if any process is in the sick status, suppose in a home, if we are in the sick, right? If we are in the sick, then how the mother will help us to come to active status. Similarly, in the database level, if the any process is in the stopped status or error status or faulty status, daemon will go and bring up to the active status. That's why we will call it as the daemon is like a mother of the house, father of the house, right? Similarly here, so it will help it. Suppose example, if you see, suppose I am going to stop the one of the web dispatcher, just right click and stop it out here. I cannot do it directly from the here. I need to go to the system DB. Why? Because there is a difference between the system DB and a tenant DB. System DB will manage the all the tenants, but including all the resources, everything we can manage it. We want to stop the tenant databases, you need to do it via system DB. If you want to delete via, you need to do it. If you want to backups anything, you want to control it from the system DB, right? System DB will be in the ground floor, which means owner of the houses. Then tenants will stay in the tenant floor, tenants like first floor, second floors. So tenant like is a floor. Then this floor related families, who will manage it? The owner will manage the all those things, right? Owner will rule it. So that's why in the apartment, where the ground floors owners will stay in the floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor. How the these tenants will listen the owners words. Similarly, here also, so all the tenants will listen the system DB only here, right? Means one single. So means if you want to control the all the tenants, you need to do it from the all the system DB only here. Controlling means stopping, starting, shutdowning, deleting, backups, everything we can do it from the system DB only. So now suppose like I want to stop the web dispatcher. Suppose like I'm stopping the web dispatcher here, then immediately the web dispatcher is stopped status. But if you see for some time, immediately if you do the refresh, then immediately web dispatcher come to active status. Yes, sir. You only stopped, right? Then how it got started here? How it got started here? So here mummy will go and will bring this process to the active status. Here will go a process active. Sir, how can I know this is started or not? Means see, all the process related timestamp is the 1141, this is the 1154, means recent restart happened. So here something is happens, then immediately suppose web dispatcher, you stop it out, then immediately daemon will think like, oh, my one of the process, one of the my child got stopped 6 status. Immediately it will go and it will give the boost to this process. Then this process will become active status. Will become active status here. That is the process of the, so the this daemon will do. Okay. So here in the database level, each process there is a responsibility: index server, name server, preprocessor, access engine, web dispatcher, compile server, daemon. Each process their own responsibilities. In a house, our father has the responsibilities, mother has the responsibility, we as a child, sons, how we have the responsibilities. Similarly, here also we have the responsibilities of the each process here, right? That is the main thing here, right? That is the landscape tab. We can see the all the process related details, status, active or not. We can see the all the information here. Then next tab is like a alerts tab. Next tab is like a alerts tab. Here in the alerts tab, we can see the, are there any critical alerts in the system? We can see it here. Alerts means errors. So in the system, something is going wrong, something warnings, then it will detect the errors. So then in the alerts tab, we can see the, suppose like in the database level, there is no backup, right? In the database level, we don't have any backups here. So something it will detect the errors here. So backup we don't have. There are the two high priority alerts are happened in the system here, alert notifications. So like that, we can see the some alerts, errors related information. We can see it here. Error related information, we can see it here, right? So that information we can find out in the alerts tab here. Sir, daily, every day I cannot come and see the alerts tab, right? Is there any mechanism to configure the alerts to the my email box, right? In that case, we can see the, so we can, there is a configure option here. We can configure the your SMTP mail server details here. Suppose like gmail.smtp.com here. Suppose like I want to receive the alerts to the my mailbox. There is a the mailbox server. Every company there is a mailbox server and port number. You can configure it here. SMTP email address and port number. Suppose example I'm giving here. Sender email address means HDB at the rate of, so at the rate of, suppose like this is the sender email address which we will receive the emails, right? So to whom recipients means, suppose like my email address, suppose like SAP at the rate of, so gmail.com, I should receive the emails from here, right? So then here we can configure the alerts here, so that as soon as if any error got generated here, as soon as if any errors alert got generated, we will receive the alert notification to the our mailboxes. Whatever the recipient's email ID you configured, we will receive the alerts to the our recipient email boxes here. That is the main thing here. Okay, that is the one thing here, right? So this is the way we can configure the alert notifications to the our email boxes as well. Why? Because we cannot always be in the HANA Studio. We cannot open the alerts. We cannot refresh it, right? But if you configure the alert notification to the our mailboxes here, then you will see the all the alerts and everything here, all the error notifications and everything. You can see it here, all the error notifications and all the information. See here, in the 15 minutes back, means few minutes back, we have restarted the web dispatcher, right? Then web dispatcher related alert got generated, right? So last 30 minutes, last 2 hours, today, yesterday, no, only today we got the 3 alerts, right? One is the backup related thing, and web dispatcher got restarted. Web dispatcher got restarted. So this alert got generated, right? So like that, we see the alerts notification to the our mailbox here. That's what it will happen in the systems here, right? That is the alert notification service here. Okay, so this is the alerts tab. So the next one is the performance tab. It's a very, very important tab, the performance tab here. Okay, so why? Because so in case of in the system, normally when you are connected to the system, there is a one session will be assigned. Means you will be logged into the system with the one session. Means you are connected to the HANA database. Means one session is initiated for you, right? From like in this session, it will give you the details like who is the how you are using the HANA database from the studio or different application, who is the user, or you are only one person or different persons also. Yes, there are the different persons also. Some Rehan Khan and administrator which I am using, and Rehan Khan is also connected to the HANA database level. Then so what is the IP address of the our both IP address? We are using the same common IP address. And what you are doing, I am executing the one of the transaction code. Means I'm just doing the some queries fetching records. I am searching how many number of queries you used, 106, average number of records, what is the time, average time. So all the information, you see all the information we got it here. So which means when you connect it to the HANA database, so you think like each and everything will be tracked here. Means suppose like sir, I connected to the HANA database only, I knows only, then how the others notes my screen? Means that is the wrong question, wrong assumption here. Why? Because so you are connected means definitely there is a session is initiated for you. From here, once the session is initiated, you are using the multiple tabs, multiple activities you are doing. Means each person one session is assigned. Then after that you are doing the multiple activities. For each activity there is a thread will be assigned to you. So each activity there is a thread, each thread will be done by the multiple services, multiple process will do it. Means you have connected to the HANA Studio, one session is assigned, and after that you are using the multiple activities. Suppose like sometimes you are going to the alerts tab, volume tab, configuration, deleting something, but only one session, but multiple actions you are doing here. Then in this case, each session there are the multiple threads. So each session there are the multiple application threads are assigned. All the threads are running status means all the activities are running here. So which means in this way we can say who is consuming the, who is culprit here, who is doing what, all the information we can detect it here. Sometimes what happens, some people will pull the larger amount of data from the database level. So large amount of data they will pull from the systems. In that case, their related information will be tracked here, what they are doing, what is the consumption, what is the information, how many records they have fetched. So all those things we can see it here, right? That is the one. If the transaction is blocked, we can see the blocked transaction. SQL plan cache, all the SQL statements will be in this cache. In the database level, there are the some caches. In that, one of the cache is called the SQL cache, which means all the SQL statements, whatever the in the database level till now, whatever the SQL statements are executed by users, all the statements will be listed in this SQL plan cache, right? Expensive statement trace, any statements which are running from longer time, that expensive state trace we can see it here. Jobs, load, any load in the system, how the load in the system. So that one we can see it here, how the load is running in the system, how the memory will be used in the system here. So maybe how the database allocation will be running in the system here. So then how the disk usage will be here, how the network in got, network in, network out, then what is the disk size here, all the information we can see it from here in the graphs, right? So in the graph we can see the all the information we can see it here. So only I want only network and CPU. So then only resident memory, right? So like that I want only total resident memory. So like graph, it kind of a load, how the load in the system, how the load is happening in the system. So that information we can see it in the load tab here. The performance tab mainly for the, if you have any performance issues in the system, then this performance tab will be helpful to find out it here. The performance tab will be helpful to find out the issues. Okay, find out the issues in the system, the performance tab. Okay, so that is the performance tab here. Suppose this is the last 5 minutes, last 1 second data also we can pull it out. Last 1 second data also we can pull from here. Okay, so that is the thing here. So next one is the volume tabs. Volumes means the data volume, log volume. Data volume, log volume. What is the total size of the data volume? What is the used one? What is the availability one? We can see the all the information. Sir, in the overview section also we can see it right clearly. Yes, in the overview section you are seeing, if you click it out here, then it will go to the volume tab only. Same, it's the same. But here also there is a one tab it is showing here. This is a just overview. But if you go to the detailed way, here it will show the detailed way here, right? That is our total size, used size. So that is the used disk availability. All the information we can see it here in the volume tab. Volume tab, we can see the all the information here. Okay, that is the volume tab here, volume tab here. Okay, so that is the volume tab. So performance tab is very important here to calculate the performance related things. So this is very important here to calculate this one. So this performance tab is the very important thing here. It will throw the alerts, graphs, export, and you can do the imports, all the kind of things. It will be very useful to analysis of the. So see here, it's everything is okay, fine. But someone 11, what is that? 11:40 to 11:45, which means 11:43. Sometimes 11:43, there is a very high spike memory. See here high spikes are there, very high spikes are there, 35 to 40 in between, which means 38, 39, 40, yeah, 38. 38, there is a very high spike. 11:38, a very high spike PM. So then we need to check what happened. Here also very high spike, which means during these two times we done the restart, right? That's the reason it's showing the very high memory utilizations. Okay, so that is the main thing here, right? So this is the way we need to so detect the issues. So everything is cool, normal, it's running fine, but suddenly it got very high spike here. Then immediately again after 2 minutes very high spike here. So some place we have stopped and started, and some place we have done the restarts. Some place we have done the password reset and restart it 2 times we have done it. Now it's also it's a very high spike here. Means it's coming high spike, immediately it's reduced here, right? Maybe we next restart we have done it, right? That is the main thing here. What is the time now? 12:07 now here in the system time. Here 12:05 before only, means it's 12:01, 12:07. I think 12:02, I guess this is the one. In the 12:02, what we have done it in the 12:02, we restarted the index server. 11 means that when we restarted the index, sorry, process here. So 11:54, web dispatcher 11:54. Okay. Then what happened during this time? So after the 12, why this coming high? Which means CPU is high. CPU only CPU only it's coming high. Remaining and all very less. only CPU is coming high, only CPU high. So then you can see, so like this, we need to detect, we need to troubleshoot the issues here. Okay, that is the one. Volume tab, let's tab, landscape tab, we can see the status. But actually, when the issue comes, this is the place, the sessions, threads, load tab is the very important to investigate it here. Okay, the next one is the configuration tab. Okay, shall I explain or will you guys practice till now? If I want to explain, I can explain. I can complete everything in HANA Studio related things. But I want you to, are you up to the speed or you want to do the practice or what? Want to
Hey
practice?
Ravi, I have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding the performance tab, right? So when the system usage is like really high, outside of a restart or anything, typically we get like requests where they want to see what all users were connected at that time and what queries they were running. Is there an easy way outside of like a custom query that you need to write that you can get that information? Uh,
Yeah, we
what
can. Yeah, that's possible actually. So we
outside of a
can check it
query
out.
out?
Yeah, so we can check it out. In the queries, we have the SQL queries are there. That SQL queries we can execute it. We can see what happened during that time. Suppose like so maybe if you enable the tracing in the diagnostic files, there is a executed statements log file is there. Here we can see what executed exactly during that time. So that SQL statements, that query we can find out. But this should be enabled status, means SQL statement by default it will track it out. So then by using this one we can find out. We want to more familiar wise, means you need exact details. Then
Right.
there are the queries from the SQL queries from the SAP. There we can find out the what caused the issue and everything. So normally by using this log files in the coming sessions we will get this diagnosis log files and everything, how to check the troubleshooting and everything. This we can find out. There is a executed statements and in the availability log, diagnostic files, some trace files, trace information. We can enable the trace collections, performance trace. So if you just collect the performance trace, this will gather the information, performance of the system. So expensive statement trace. So it will whatever you said, right? So that if you enable this one, so some specific users for all the users, then all if you select it all the users, so then so the trace is active now, expensive tracement. So now in the system level from now onwards, if anyone executed anything from the longer run, each and everything will be traced in the SQL statement trace. More detailed way it will be traced. More detailed way it will be traced here. All the traces, whatever the all the traces will be traced now. So whatever you are doing something in the system level, so simulate. So alter system stop serve immediate, that is called traced here. Something long running query, what is the query, so what is the user, who is the user, who is the IP, each and everything. Yes, that's possible, we can track it.
Can we do that without enabling the trace? Because let's say this is an event of the past, right? Let's say this event happened 2 hours ago, and now they want to know what users were connected and the traces are off.
Yes, that's possible. Some queries we need to search it out, we
Okay,
need
so
to file a query.
the only way we can do is by running the query. There
query,
is
query
like
yeah. Otherwise if
HANA
you are
doesn't
using
capture
the
that.
yeah, HANA does not capture that one until you enable the
Okay.
traces. Otherwise if you are using the maybe if you are using the HANA cockpit, if you are using the HANA cockpit, that is very simple. That will display the who caused the issue, who is the user, what is the query, how much time executed. That will give the more information. Instead of this HANA Studio, HANA cockpit will give you the very valuable information. Valuable graphs also will provide it. So this will not provide you the much information, but HANA cockpit is also like a web-based monitoring tool. So that is also same as like Studio, we have to install it, but that is a web-based monitoring tool that we will use to monitor the systems, the queries, each and everything we can monitor. Fast also we can monitor it here. So fast also we
Right.
can monitor. Suppose like how we are getting here. Suppose like yesterday to today. So we can check the end time today. So then we can get the graph here. But there you just username also displayed, who caused the issue, username, what is the query executed, that information we can see it here. Otherwise, there is a one more way. There is a SQL statements. There are the tons of SQL statements are there. If you check it out in the system, let me check. There is a SQL statements. Yes, I got it. In the SQL statements, there is a SAP standard note. In the standard note, we will see the SQL statements here. Here we can see the respect to there are the 400 plus SQL statements are there. Here we can see the what is the jobs history executed, job executor, IO statement, load history. So whatever you have issues. So maybe license overview. Suppose example here I can see some load history. This is the one. IO load history. Then copy this SQL statement, go to the HANA Studio, then right click SQL console, then execute the system. Then this will provide the details. So fast, maybe if you adjust the timelines here, suppose if you adjust the timelines from date and to date, this will give you the load history. What is the right IO in all the information this will give you like this. If you keep on searching, maybe somewhere license overview, performance, log,
Yeah,
memory
yeah,
consumption, memory.
I'm aware of this, but the only pain point that we face with this is a lot of time the queries that we copy and paste from here complains that
Yeah,
the table or the host table or the schema doesn't exist. So then we have to
means
like go in and like play around with it, try to see which schema owns the table. It sort of like gets like a
yeah,
bit complicated. So
yes,
that's
yes,
why I was
yes.
wondering if there was like a way outside of this that we can quickly at a glance get it from HANA Studio. But you're saying there are features available in Cockpit that we
Cockpit.
can use. Okay.
Yes, cockpit we can monitor it. Cockpit will give you the this one we need to adjust it. Suppose based upon our requirement, the schema name. So some the other details we have to adjust it. But the cockpit will give you the some more information. The historical reports as well. It will give you the some information. So yes, cockpit will give it. That also maybe we can install it and we can see it that one as well. Memory operations, test memory operations. What is this? There are queries, lot of queries are there. We can see
Yeah.
it. What is this? Transaction, memory views, temporary views, workload, classes, workload. There are the many things are there here. We can use it. But in the system level, by default, in the system information is available. But here, I don't think much more valuable statements here. Overall workload, open transactions, size of the tables, disk, failed one. Those things we can understand statistics, open connections, right click and execute. The report will be generated. But SQL queries, like there are the more SQL queries, we can find out what's happened, the expensive statements trace after the SQL statements are executed. So executed statements. So then we can see. So these are the statements are executed since today. And in that, who is the user? I only connected. Then it's not much load. What is the so what are the statements? What are the drop? What are the things? Other things you have done it. Administrators. So then this way we can find out actually. But we need to edit. Yeah, as you said, yes, manually some adjustments are required here. Some cases manually here
Right.
YYDD something is required. But studio will cockpit will give you the some more information. So we'll see that one as well. Okay, in the coming classes, we will also install the cockpit and we'll see.
Sounds good, Ravi. Thanks.
Yeah. So then I think we can pause it here. Maybe a few people they need to do the some access and they need to practice it. Okay, just practice it up to here. So this configuration tab is very important. Tomorrow I will explain it. System information diagnostic files is normal, but this is kind of some important to so tune the database parameters and everything. So changes, restrictions, we can use this configuration tab that we'll see tomorrow. Okay. Okay, that's it, everyone today. Thank you. So we'll connect tomorrow. And also the whoever